Hey guys, Coach Kirsten here, and I've been getting a lot of questions about what do I do during the off season from my triathlon clients because it is December, and that is typically for the majority of people who I coach here in the United States. This is a time where we do a lot of resting, recovery, off-season stuff, and getting ready for next season. So I wanted to pop on and just share some of the things that are beneficial and some options that you might want to consider when deciding what do I do during the off-season. So I came up with about 5 things that I recommend to people, and then based on these, do what feels best for you and feels right for your life. For what you are wanting right now, what fits in with your family life, your business life, your work life, your body, how your body's been feeling. So here are 5 options that I give people. Number 1, you can do more of what you love, maybe make a giant challenge out of that. So for example, what I mean is, so I love swimming. I don't swim a lot during my on season because I'm a decent swimmer, so I don't necessarily need to swim a ton compared to biking and running. So in December, every year, I spend the whole month swimming. I try to swim every single day, and I make a big goal, a big challenge to swim 100,000 meters in the month of December. I also do a couple big challenges like Christmas Eve, I do 100 100s. And then New Year's Eve, I swim the equivalent of whatever year is coming up in thousands. So like this year is 2022 coming up. So I'm going to swim 22,000. So I just make it fun, a challenge. It keeps me in shape. It keeps me moving, but it rests and gets me away from what I typically do. So in general, during a training season, I swim about 10,000 a week, and now I'm swimming about 25,000 a week. But I'm not biking or running very much at all. I actually don't run at all during my off season. During 1 month out of the year, I don't run at all. Gives my body a break. And I'm just biking twice a week. So that's what I'm doing. So that's one option, is to pick a challenge, do something fun, pick your sport that you love the most, make it big, and make it challenging and exciting and fun. The second thing you could do is pick your weakest link out of swim, bike, and run, your weakest sport, and work on that. So I actually have a client doing that right now. His weakest sport is swimming. So his goal in December is to swim 5 days a week. So he's working on a lot of drills. He's working on his swim specific strength. He's working on some swim endurance, stuff like that. But getting his swim up a little bit, because that's his weakest link in triathlon. So that's the second thing you could do. You can work on what is your weakness during your off season. Third thing you can do is do something totally new and different. So let's say during your tri season, you don't strength train a lot, or you don't do yoga, or you want to take tennis lessons, or play pickleball, or play volleyball with your friends, or go do hockey twice a week, or do CrossFit, or snowshoeing, or P90X, or something that you don't have time to do during your triathlon season, but that you enjoy doing. And it still keeps you fit. It's just in a different way. So do something completely different, but is still fitness oriented, and it builds your strength and your coordination, maybe your endurance a little bit, maybe your agility, something that you don't typically do during your triathlon season. So that would be number 3, to just keep doing some sport, be active, but not swim, bike, or run, something completely different. Number 4 is do nothing. And that's totally fine. That's totally legit. Take the whole month or 6 weeks or whatever your off season is and do nothing. Get caught up on your business stuff, get caught up on work, get caught up on your finances, get caught up on your family time, get caught up on seeing your friends, get caught up on cleaning your house, get caught up on getting things that you did not get done during triathlon season, especially if you're training for an Ironman or a very long distance race. Those are the things that tend to go by the wayside. So instead of doing any sports or any fitness, just spend your off season doing all the other things in your life that you love and that are important to you that you did not do during your triathlon season. So that'd be the fourth thing, is do nothing. sporty or fitness oriented, and just focus on all those other amazing areas in your life. And then the fifth thing that I would say is an option is to focus on health, wellness, diet, and weight loss if those are things that you are needing. So it is a lot easier to lose weight. So if you have weight to lose, it's a lot easier to lose weight when you're not training, because when you're training, you need to be constantly feeding your body so that you can recover, so that you can perform, so that you can build your muscles, so you can build your strength, build your endurance, and feel good and have energy to continue on with your day, even if you do a big workout in the morning. So it's really, really hard to lose weight when you are training. So losing weight, I feel like is a good off-season commitment or an off-season activity. And the same goes if you don't need to lose weight, but you're trying to change your diet. Because again, when you're exhausted from all your training during your triathlon season, you're not going to be focused and able to make a lot of changes to your diet. So if you're wanting to go plant-based or go keto or go Whole30 or any other meal plan that's going to help you feel good in your body and have the energy and longevity and wellness and health, which is so important. A lot of us were doing triathlon to stay healthy, but we got to focus on our diet as well. And diet is easier to focus on when you don't have a lot of training going on. So your off season is a great time to lose those pounds, whether you have 5 pounds to lose or 30 pounds to lose. This is a great time to focus in on your diet. If you are somebody who overeats a lot during training, this is a time you can eat a little less because you're not training. You don't need all that extra calories to help you recover for the next day. Because even if you do a little workout, you don't need to be 100% the next day to do another workout. You can still do a workout and feel kind of tired because it's not for performance. It's not for getting ready for your triathlon season. So the fifth one would be focus on your health, wellness, diet, and weight loss if those are things that you are needing to improve in your life. So a couple things, any of those things I think are great to do. It's hard to do a combination of those just because, if you're doing a big challenge, like I'm doing 100,000 swim, that's 8 hours a week. I'm not going to do 8 hours a week of that and then add learning pickleball and then working on my diet. So, and I mean, these are just some suggestions. These aren't the only suggestions. These are just things that have worked for me or have worked for my athletes, or I hear other people having a lot of fun and success with. But whatever you decide to do, the main things you want to remember is during your off season, don't do anything super structured because your triathlon season is super structured. It's structured the entire time. So during your off season, nothing structured. Like when I go and do these swims, I kind of like the swim today. I wrote out in my head like later in the day yesterday, but it wasn't anything that I needed to follow. I just wanted an idea of what I was doing because it was a really long swim today. So I was like, oh, I'll do this. And then even when I started swimming, I changed it up a little bit because I'm like, oh, I don't feel like that. Or I want to keep my fins on a little bit longer. Or I want to do one more set of this because it feels good. So don't structure these. Off season, no structure. Second thing for off season is if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Because there's plenty of times during your triathlon season that you don't feel like doing something that you should probably do if you want to make your goals and perform at your best. So I always say one of the best training things to do for training in triathlon is run when you don't want to or run when you don't feel like it. Because in a race, you get off the bike and you're like, oh, I don't want to run. And so you still have to run. But off season, no. If you're like, oh, I was going to run today, but I don't want to run. Even if you're doing a running streak or trying to improve your run, if you don't want to run that day, do not run. Don't do anything that you don't want to do during your off season, because now's the time to do all the things you love, all the things that you feel like doing, and keeping them loosey-goosey, no structure. You want to rest and recover a little bit this month as well, or this off season. So like I said at the beginning, I don't run at all in December. I don't run. I give my joints a break. I give all my running muscles a break. And I do, mostly swimming. I do a little bit of biking, a little bit of step mill, a little bit of strength training. But I do not run. I haven't run once, and I'm not going to run at all for the month of December. That gives my running muscles and my running brain a complete break. So resting and recovering, try to get more sleep if you can, try to snuggle up with your family, your pets, your kids more, watch a couple movies. I just watched the whole Hunger Games series. And I didn't watch anything during the summer when I'm training because I do not have the time. But off season is all about doing those things that you want to do and that you enjoy doing. And then the last thing I would say is if you feel like you're overusing something, stop. Because again, during your triathlon season, you don't want to go into the first week of training with your hips already sore, with your lower back already aching. So if you're doing something like I'm swimming a lot, if I start finding like my shoulders or something is getting kind of sore or tight or tired, or I'm feeling a little bit of overuse injury coming on, or anything like that, I'm going to back it off. And I'm going to keep swimming, but I would probably do like if I felt like I had a little shoulder impingement or rotator cuff thing, I would do it more breaststroke. I'd do more kicking. I'd do more fins. I would lay off that because I don't want to go into my triathlon season with something already hurting. And in triathlon, we do a lot of swimming, a lot of biking, and a lot of running. So overuse injuries are very, very common. So keep them away during off season, stave them away. We do not want to go into our season with any sort of aches, pains, dread, tiredness, anything. So this is your time to enjoy your life, do what you want, work on some things that you've been wanting to work on, whether triathlon related or nutrition related or life related, and enjoy the time so that when you get back to your first week of training, you are excited to get in and train. You're excited to jump back in the pool. You're excited to get back on your bike. You're excited to start a training plan with structure. So enjoy your off season. If you guys have any questions at all, like always, please, please, please reach out. I've been coaching triathletes for over 20 years, and I myself have been a triathlete for 22 years. And I've just taken a lot of knowledge that I've learned from myself and from all the athletes I coach and extend it to you just in hopes that you have an easier time with your triathlon journey and enjoy it for as long as you want to be in it. Have an amazing day. I will talk to you guys soon. All right, bye.